Until next weekend, United are really third in the Premier League table with 46 points. Man City have taken back their second position. Remember, after us beating Leeds by 2-0, we were second for just 1.5 hours, and now we are back. I think it was like 1 hour because Man City scored their first goal. Was it in the 4th minute? Erling Haaland came in through and really scored that one goal, and then they managed to put more 2 onto that to make it 3-0. Then Oli Watkins pulled one back for Aston Villa to make it 3-1, and then they are back. They're having 48 points. They are 2 points ahead of Manchester United, but United has gone ahead to play one more game than City, meaning that if at all City wins its game in hand, they'll be at 51 points and they'll be 5 points ahead of Manchester United. Not a big battle, not a very big difference that we can go out and do this. Now, for we, the supporters of Manchester United, the only result that will favor to come in through should be a draw between Man City and Arsenal, because if at all Man City draws with Arsenal, it would have leveled the number of games we've played at 23, and they will be having 49 points, 3 points ahead of Manchester United. And Arsenal will be at 52 points, just 6 points ahead of Manchester United with a game in hand. Even if they win their game in hand, they'll be 9 points ahead of Manchester United. I think that is a gap that is not all that broad. And over the weekend, you look at the Premier League games and you know that lots of things can happen. So it shows you to it that if they draw, then there is a chance to see to it that we can pull out a fight, to see to it that we are into the title race. But welcome to United Matters channel. Rock and David is my name. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, lower right bottom corner is a place to be. Smash the black button that has word subscribe button, smashing it. Hit the notification bell that whenever you get notified every time we upload a video onto this channel. Here I come with the player ratings, and I'm going to let you know each and every player that came on the field of play. I know substitutes who came in through Garnacho, Lisandro Martinez, Anthony Elanga, and Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Are those the 4 substitutes that came on? I believe those are the only ones that came in through to play the game of football. So we are going to rate 15 players plus the manager of Manchester United, Erik ten Hag. Let's get this started. For David De Gea, he really had 4 times to save us. In the first half, he saved us twice. In the second half, he saved us twice. I don't know whether you guys really got to know what David De Gea did in that game, but for your information, it was his 400th game in the Premier League. First player who is non-British to hit that number of games in the Premier League only. That's it. I'm meaning in the Premier League only, because he had already celebrated reaching 500 games for Manchester United in total. But these are 400 Premier League games, and he has seen himself into a situation of even overtaking one of United's legendary goalkeepers, known as Peter Schmeichel. And let me show you a little bit of how he is really behaving and what record he has gone ahead to set, because he has really kept more clean sheets, and what a way to hit 400 Premier League games for Manchester United with that amount of clean sheets, because keeping a clean sheet is the best thing that the goalkeeper will always go all out and really feel proud of, and that is something that really gives him a very good tally. Let me show you how David De Gea featured today in this game of football of Manchester United and what it means on his breaking the record of Peter Schmeichel. And when you look at David De Gea today, he has really gone ahead to register the following. That is it on the screen. He has played 400 games and he's now having 178 clean sheets in all competitions, most clean sheets for Manchester United. He's the most goalkeeper to have kept clean sheets for Manchester United, and this is David De Gea. You see David De Gea up there with Peter Schmeichel and Alex Stempney, 174 clean sheets made by him. Gary Bailey, 161 clean sheets Obviously, Edwin van der Sar made 129. And for a man who has been at United for a decade plus, I think you are not surprised to see him really registering such stats for the club of Manchester United. That is David De Gea for you, keeping clean sheets, and obviously he's one of the best in the world and has kept us in the game to see to it that he is really doing the best of the game of football. That is really what David De Gea was all about today, and I'm giving him an 8 out of 10 because in the first half, Dalot allows a cross from the byline and he fails to close it out. It's De Gea that saves us. Maguire throws in that ball to, I think it was Harrison into the box, caused some trouble. David De Gea closes the near post very well and he saves us. That's why we go into the second half without conceding a goal. In the second half, before we get ahead to really score those 2 goals, there is a save that came in from Somerville, and obviously David De Gea got it out with his foot. Then the other effort came in through, I think it was a volley, and very many others that he really saved. Very many shots directed to him that he really saved and went into corners. I think he made like 6 saves, but I think 3 out of those were wildly. So I'm giving David De Gea an 8 out of 10. Let me go to Diogo Dalot. Diogo Dalot playing close to 75 minutes, taken off. After being taken off, Bissaka came in through, but he had a little bit of a sloppy first 10 minutes, but he later settled back in the game. He found himself in a position of even shooting, and his shot rattled off the crossbar in around, was it the 60th minute before he was really taken off. So it shows you that he is really trying to get back where he is, and I'm giving him a 6.5 out of 10 for me. That is David De Gea, because not Dalot. 6.5 for me for Diogo Dalot. Let's go to Tyrell Malacia. He was solid at the back and press resistant. I liked his energy. The way he went in for Somerville. Every time Somerville approached him, he just showed him how hard he is, and he was not rough. He was not rough because he never even got a yellow card when he was playing into that position of the left back. I'm giving Malacia a 7 out of 10. 3 games without playing, he returns and really played very well. That is Tyrell Malacia. Although he never played 90 minutes because the manager was preparing him to get in minutes to prepare for the game of Barcelona at the Spotify Stadium down in Catalonia on Thursday. We go to the central defense. Luke Shaw really played very, very, very well. Luke Shaw was really a player that really looked good. And I know he had very many passes and touches because of what really happened into that central defense. Because we played so much in our defense and very many passes were exchanged between Luke Shaw, Harry Maguire and the goalkeeper David De Gea. But obviously he looked solid before even Lisandro Martinez came on through to really give us more stability and more composure and building the ball from behind. Luke Shaw really looked solid, and he was really a very good. He put their checkmates, aerial duels, going forward. Good player. Though he looked, during the second half, I think it was like in the first 10 minutes of that second half, he gave out that ball easily and we almost conceded, but I think he played very well. And let me take this gratitude to show you how his game was by numbers. 88 touches, 79 passing accuracy, 80 ground duels won, 6 ball recoveries, 3 clearances, 3 blocks, 2 key passes, 2 aerial duels won, 12 out of 3 dribbles completed, 1 interception, 1 big chance created, and 1 assist. That is for the first goal of Rashford. And obviously, I'm giving him a 7.5 out of 10 for me. Luke Shaw, 7.5 out of 10 for Luke Shaw. We go to Harry Maguire, Mr. Calamity. Gave out close to 5 balls that would have resulted us into conceding before we even scored. He did lots of things that were uncalled for, and what perturbs me and really vexes me are those fans that come out and really hail him. What has he done? I don't know why there are still United fans that really believe Harry Maguire should be part of the plan of Manchester United. Harry Maguire is surplus to requirement. He's surplus to requirement because if he was really important to that team, Erik ten Hag wouldn't have been monitoring Kim Min-jae, Julian Timber, Vadio, you get Ndika, and very many other central defenders, because he's monitoring other defenders to bring them at the club because he knows Harry Maguire can't fit into his system. That's it. So I'm really perturbed when I see United fans coming out and really hailing Harry Maguire. For what? For what? We've kept a clean sheet because of Luke Shaw. Dallo, Wan-Bissaka, Malacia, and the goalkeeper. That's it, and Freddie making those recoveries. But if at all those players never really made those recoveries as a collective effort, Harry Maguire had costed us a game. He gave away the ball 5 times. In the first half, once. In the second half, 4 times. You get? He couldn't go for those passes as you saw Sabitzer go for. Lisandro Martinez coming in through and going in for a line-breaking pass from the deep area of the central defense to the right wing. So it shows you how he really messed up the game. And I'm giving him a 5.5 out of 10. That is Harry Maguire. We go to Freddie. This is one thing that you know about Freddie. He blows hot and cold. He's inconsistent in certain games, and certain games he really plays very well. The game at Old Trafford, he looked abysmal. The game at Aaron Road today, he has been one of the best performers on the field of play, and I would love to give Freddie a 7.5 out of 10 because he blocked very well, and when the manager changed the shape, he looked very well because Sabitzer was really shielding the back four, and Freddie had really been given a role of really exploring those spaces up front. And I think the first half he struggled a little bit. That's why he got a yellow card, because he's not comfortable as playing as a CDM. He's better as a box-to-box midfielder and doesn't have that positional discipline like Sabitzer, because Freddie is so much pushed by the ball. That's it. But Sabitzer, you saw how he maintained his composure and position, and that's what results into that switch pass to Luke Shaw, that Luke Shaw crosses, and then we get ourselves into what we call a lead. So I'm giving Freddie a 7.5 out of 10. Then Sabitzer. Oh my God. You know, happiness is really all over me. I'm covered in happiness because of Sabitzer. This guy is one of a kind. He's a specimen that is so special for us to be having at Manchester United. He played very well. He played 80 minutes in the game of Leeds at Old Trafford. He played very well. This time round, he played in deeper position of the midfield and really looked great. Let's see his game by numbers. After that switch he makes for Luke Shaw to create the first goal, I think you all saw it. But let me show you what other things he really did that really shows how good this guy is. 84% passing accuracy, 66 touches. Hear this. 13 out of 13 final third passes completed. Have you heard that? Final third passes, meaning that the final third is the area next to the goal of the opponent. If at all someone can complete 13 out of 13 final third passes, that is really elite. You get? He was so immaculate and majestic into that game. That is Sabitzer. Then 6 out of 9 grand duels won, 5 out of 5 tackles won, 5 ball recoveries, 3 early duels won, 2 interceptions, 1 clearance. That is Emmanuel Sabitzer, and I'm giving him an 8.5 out of 10. That is Sabitzer for you, and he's really running that midfield, and I can't wait to see him with Casemiro. And I think that is something that most of us are really waiting for, especially the game on Thursday against Barcelona, when you're facing that side in Spain, Sabitzer and Casemiro in that double midfield pivot as they prepare themselves to play in the finale of the Carabao Cup, because we won't see them in the game of Leicester because Casemiro will be serving his last match ban, and then next Sunday obviously we will see them together. I think we'll see them on the next Thursday as we're playing Barca, then we'll see them on Sunday in the Carabao Cup finale. That's it. So guys, that is Sabitzer for you, and let's go to Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes, little tricky. I think he never had a very bad game, but my only problem with Bruno is simple. You have to kill off that game when you get that ball, because that's what makes great players. Great players don't miss such chances. You saw Rashford. 1 goal, 1 chance, 1 goal. That's Rashford for you, and that's what we should be calling for from a player like Bruno Fernandes. But he controlled that midfield very well, ran everywhere, and they switched him to the right wing when Weghorst dropped deep in the number 10 position. Played a little bit better, and obviously, I'm giving him a 6.5 out of 10 for me, for Bruno Fernandes. Then Jadon Sancho returning, making his start after scoring in the game we played at Old Trafford at Leeds. a little bit of some 3, 4, 5 sloppy minutes as he really started the game, but he later grew into the game. But without a specific attacking formula, you get him out. I liked the way he attacked, the way he really went ahead to fight. Looks like Sancho is really back, and what a way to welcome him back at Manchester United. I'm giving him a 7 out of 10. Returning to Manchester United starting 11 ever since October when you're playing Chelsea. That's when he last started the game for Manchester United. Almost how many months? November, December, January, February, almost 4 months. And he starts and played close to 60 minutes, and then he was taken off. After him being taken off, obviously, we brought on Alejandro Garnacho, who found himself the back of the net. So let's go to Marcus Rashford. Leading by example, scoring goals for the club of Manchester United, left, right, and center. That is Marcus Rashford for you. And obviously, there's going to have to score his 21st goal of the season. That is Rashford, and is leading really by an example. And obviously, this was his game by numbers. He never had a lot of activity on the field of play, but he had 71 pass accuracy, 31 touches, 2 ground duels won, 1 dribble completed, 1 key pass, 1 shot, and 1 goal. That's what Rashford really had to do, and I'm giving him a 7 out of 10 for me, because he never had lots of things to do in the game of football, but he found himself on target and he scored the most important goal that we needed in the 80th minute, and this is Ten Hag's talisman that everyone is talking about. Now, Weghorst registering his first assist for Manchester United. He really played very, very well, and the first half he looked a little bit boggy, and it looked like he had a stinker in the first half. In that entire 45 minutes, he had a stinker. But after the second half, he picked up momentum when he was dropped deep. When he's dropped into a position of a number 10 and Rashford was leading the line. Then Bruno switched right, and Weghorst played very well to an extent that he even provided an assist for Alejandro Garnacho, a very good contribution, very good pass by Weghorst that really found us into a position of scoring the second goal to have a comfortable lead. So again, his goal that he scored was cancelled because he was offside, but when he was leading the line, we never got him into those positions of really scoring. Though crosses were brought into the box, but not as accurate as they're supposed to be, and it was not a quick cross, because every time Luke Shaw reached towards the byline, he goes into a cutback, the same play to Dalot. Few crosses, but obviously that of Luke Shaw finds Weghorst and Rashford in the same position. It shows you that these two acted as the twins that really led into us rescoring that first goal. Weghorst's game by numbers: 37 touches, 2 out of 3 early duels won, 2 key passes, 1 big chance created, 1 assist, and obviously he's making the mark. He scored his first goal against Nottingham. He has an assist now. I think he'll grow slowly into the game, and I'm giving Weghorst a 7 out of 10 for me. A very beautiful assist that gives us a comfortable lead. We don't score that goal that Garnacho scores, we would have been watching that game on tenterhooks until the end of the game, because Leeds would have gone ahead to try to fight and get just one, but us getting in one that really put us on the level of really doing the needful, put United into a better position of really winning this game of football. Then Alejandro Garnacho, game by numbers, obviously came on through. He scored the goal. He's a threat from the bench. To me, I would love to see this man play more as an impactful player from the bench. That's what I would like to see Garnacho play, because off the bench, especially on away games, he looks great. I think at Old Trafford, he plays very well when he starts. For that, it's okay, but away games, starting him, it's not good. I think it's better for him to always go ahead and really start Old Trafford games. Away from home, coming off the bench. That's it for Alejandro Garnacho. With his lightning quick speed, he is really one of those that we expect to blossom into a very good player. Good to see him really scoring that goal, because a lot of pressure was on him. That's why he did a celebration of really shushing the mouth of the people that we are really talking bad about him. Then his game by numbers: 16 touches, 3 dribbles, 1 shot on target, 1 goal. And obviously he had 34 minutes to play for Manchester United, meaning that he came on through towards the 60th minute or the hour mark, and he did very well. I'm giving him a 7 7.5 out of 10 for that impact. And the reason I'm giving him 7.5 is simple. You know, at his age, turning from what he was at Old Trafford on Wednesday to what he has shown today is really magnificent. And I believe he deserves a very huge kudos. Not so? Very huge kudos for Alejandro Garnacho. Let's go to Lisandro Martinez, who came on and really gave us stability in the back at the back four. You know, to me, in the entire central defenders of Manchester United, he's the best comfortable player on the ball. He passes very, very well. That is Lisandro Martinez. And he gave us a lot of rhythm from the back. And obviously being solid, you know what he does. Acting like a rock in there for you. Without Rafael Varane and having a calamity of Maguire, I believe he really had the best to deliver. And this was his game by numbers. 88% passing accuracy, 38 touches, 30 out of 34 passes completed, 3 out of 3 tackles won, 3 out of 3 ground duels won, 2 out of 3 long balls completed, 2 ball recoveries. And obviously the Butcher arrived, and the Butcher is getting a 7.5 out of 10 for me because he really strengthened that back four or that central defense, and it really looked watertight. And when he came in through, he had lots of blocks to make to save the team. And kudos to the manager, Erik ten Hag, for making such changes. The other player that came on through, Wan-Bissaka, I think he played like 20-15 minutes. Good defensively, no much activity. 6.5 for me for Bissaka. Then I'm giving Bissaka 6 out of 10. Then for Anthony Elanga, 6 out of 10. He came on as everything was done. And obviously, those were the player ratings. Let's go to the manager, Erik ten Hag. I'm giving him an 8 out of 10 because it was a masterclass. He outthought all of us because most of us thought that Vegas was supposed to be taken off. Then Rashford leads the line. Bring on Alejandro Garnacho. Keep Sancho on. Maybe bring Lindelof to play in the midfield. That was what was going in our mind. But he stood by his word. He changed the format. We switched to like a 4-5-1 system, but with Vegas playing as a number 10 behind Marcus Rashford. And obviously, we got those goals. And I'm giving Ten Hag an 8 out of 10. Now, the man of the match, are they 3 people with an 8 out of 10? David De Gea, Sabitzer, the manager, Erik ten Hag, and who else has an 8? I've given 3 people an 8, I think. Sabitzer, Sabitzer, David De Gea, and the manager. Who else have I given an 8? Is it Luke Shaw? Luke Shaw. I give Luke Shaw 7.5. So to me, I believe Sabitzer, Erik ten Hag, all David De Gea. One of those deserves to be the man of the match. David De Gea keeps us in the game until we score in the 80th minute. Sabitzer, that pass that he makes on the blind side, where Shaw was, that resulted into the goal, is really important. And he did lots of things that midfield. He looked very well. By the way, he looks like he has been at Manchester United for so long. He's growing and growing into the game. And the more he really gets adapted to his fellow teammates, he's really going to be one of the most important people in our season. So, Sabitzer, De Gea, Erik ten Hag, over to you. Who do you think is your man of the match? But for me, I'm going for Sabitzer. That's it. This is his 3rd game he has played for Manchester United, but he's looking great. And to show you that it was so important in that midfield, he played 90 minutes, and the manager was impressed. A sign that he's going to be signed as a permanent player for Manchester United in the summer. So your reactions are welcome in the comment section below. Let me know about what your player ratings are. And obviously, let's keep it United Matters channel by subscribing, and I hand you over to the Human Lord to protect you abundantly. Yes, sign out for now, guys. See you later. I'm returning back, I think, like 3 hours from now with more Manchester United news, all with Ten Hag reacting to the win we got against Leeds away from home. What a way to get a win that is really giving us solidity into the number 3 positions in the Premier League. If we qualify for the Champions League, Ten Hag would have gotten his first dream right. I'm out.